We have an absolutely insane news story coming out of Arizona. Listen to this. Vice News explains here. The new execution protocol unveiled by Corrections Director Charles Ryan last month gives defense attorneys the option to obtain the lethal injection drugs on their own as long as they or a third party acting on their behalf can get enough pentobarbital to successfully implement a one-drug protocol or enough sodium thiopental for a three-drug protocol. All right, so we've now reached the point where the United States has a bring-your-own lethal injection protocol for the death penalty. This makes me want to give up. Like, I read this story, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Instead of saying, hey, death penalty, maybe not a good idea, we'll just give him life in prison, they go, it's cool, bring your own drugs. The reason why they're doing this is the pharmaceutical company that did the old three-drug cocktail, which was the lethal injection, is a European company. And they said, wait, we don't have the death penalty in Europe. We're against it. We think it's immoral. We think it's unethical. So we don't have it anymore. Done. So they did that. The U.S. said, oh, fuck, we got to find a new way to kill people. Instead of going, well, all right, we had a good run with the death penalty, over. We got to find new ways. So they used compounding facilities here in the U.S., which are less regulated than pharma companies. And compounding facilities, they were a bunch of bad batches, and they used new drugs that didn't work, or they didn't give the right doses. And so people foamed at the mouth when they did executions, and people were alive for 20 minutes afterwards. And it was just a disaster. One execution they called off after they had already given the lethal injection, because he said, he's not dead yet, and we don't know what to do, so just call it off. And then he died like a few minutes later. But it shows you how fucked up this is. That was in 2016 that happened. So now here we are in 2017, and they're going, yeah, we can't get our hands on enough of the lethal injection stuff. So if the lawyer can do it for his client, then you do it. Yeah. How sick are we, man? Like, what the fuck? By the way, there was a study we covered a few years ago, reported on The Guardian. 4% of people on death row were innocent. They didn't do it. Okay, on that fact alone, that's it. You're done with the death penalty. Because if you say, I'm for it, that means you're okay with murdering people 4% of the time. 4% of the time you're going to get the wrong people and you're going to kill innocent people. If you say, okay, your argument is, I'm okay with murder some of the time. Well, I'm not okay with murder some of the time. So go ahead, life in prison without the possibility of parole for the worst criminals, and no more death penalty, because I think it's a violation of the Eighth Amendment. I think it violates, it is cruel and unusual punishment. So I can't believe we've gotten to this point. Bring your own execution drugs. They didn't stop before they went forward with this and thought, maybe this is a little draconian and a little ridiculous and a little fucking crazy. That didn't occur to you when the overwhelming majority of modern nations have gotten rid of the death penalty, and we're on a list with countries like Saudi frickin' Arabia. That didn't occur to you that, hey, maybe we're going in the wrong direction here? It should have.